Denver's homeless problem is showing no signs of slowing. Nearly 28,000 people are accessing homelessness services in the city. 1 in 10 of those people are experiencing homelessness for the first time.
Now to Colorado's homeless crisis. It is only getting worse. In January 2020, more than 1,200 people reported being newly homeless. By February of 2021, that number more than doubled to just over 2,500.
Joshua Station is a transitional housing community specifically for families rebuilding out of homelessness. The problem is very systematic. There's obviously a lot of layers to it. In Colorado, like rent prices are out the roof, just unattainable, really, especially for a single parent.
Denver is one of the top states in the country that housing has increased, but salaries are not increasing at the same rate, and we're one of the worst. So we're at the top of the list for the most difficult to get affordable housing here. We have the visible homeless here, but I'm learning there's a lot of invisible homeless, and that's people that are couch surfing, living out of their cars, living in extended stay hotels. I mean, there's a ton of that going on right now, where people just don't have a place to root and ground their feet and feel safe. Usually the way they've gotten into that place is by not having a community around them, and so it isolates them from resources, it isolates them from the mental health care that they need, the friendships that they need, just anything you need to be healthy. It's a never-ending cycle, it seems of unhealth, because they don't have people around them to support and love and care for them and know them. I think that's a part that they're really missing until they come to a place like this.
It's about a 2-year minimum program where they get their basic kind of needs met as far as safe housing, support for their children, support for their family, and support to kind of just get back on their feet. One thing that I really believe that helps people get out of homelessness is community.
It's a very boutique experience or small experience, which I think fosters such a sense of community here for a transitional housing. We have community dinners every Thursday, so that's when all residents are required to come in here, but they really love it, and a volunteer team comes in and serves everyone family style. I feel food and laughter are things that break down barriers. And then we also foster community through the community kitchen we have downstairs, where people have a full fridge, they've got cupboard space, we've got plenty of sinks and stoves and ovens and all the things, and huge tables. And so it's a time for all of us to kind of remind them, I guess, what that looks like if they haven't had that in a while.
One thing that I've experienced, or that I've seen a lot of families just be so excited that they have a place to sleep, to stay, to eat, to be. Here, families talk about how nice their place is, and it's that extra light of hope that begins kind of there.
What I love is seeing the hearts of people come in here totally transform when they get here. I think just like me, when I've gone on mission trips, I'm always gung-ho ready to help someone else, and I end up leaving feeling so much I've received so much more in that situation than what I ever gave. And so I think we talk about a lot here doing things with people and not for people. I can see hearts changing because of that.
The Faith Ridge youth have been amazing. I mean, they just bring so much energy, so much heart, so much love. For our kids to be able to experience that, especially at a summer camp where, memories are just being made. It's one of the funnest times, for a kid. So for them to be able to provide that fun, to provide that joy, has been great.
So at Joshua Station, we've been running a VBS for the kids there. I feel we've connected well as a team, and we've had a good impact on the kids so far.
I would definitely say whenever we get to go outside and play games with the kids, it's really fun to connect with them and just see what they're good at, because all these kids have such big talents in them, and they all just have such good stories, and I really think it's really fun to just make sure they're known and hear what they have to say.
My favorite part of VBS this week has just been getting to connect with the kids, especially the younger ones, because their spirit's just so fun to be around, and they're all so happy.
Each day we share a skit with them, and that really is just to plant seeds in their minds, because it's not up to us whether these kids really become believers or not. That's all God's work. So all we can really do is just tell them about it and hope that God does their work in them. So in terms of making disciples, we're just really trying to spread the word and just make sure they hear it.
I think the Road's special because it gives tons of kids opportunity to have that experience growing in their faith with others who share the same beliefs, and having also like the leadership from all the leaders in Faithbridge just to kind of help guide us and show us how that truly looks, and also just being able to impact so many other communities and really like bring in that unity in God's kingdom.
I can think of a moment where I was talking to a boy named Elijah, and I was thinking back to like when I was doing VBS, and it really connected to me because he like exemplified the same things that I was thinking about, and it was cool to like be the one to like have him feel that way too. Like when I used to look on the stage and see people dancing and singing, it was really cool for me to be able to be that person for him.
I hope the kids had a lot of fun this week with our kids. And I also just think that it gets people excited to continue to do this kind of work, to know that like what they're doing here does have a lot of purpose and meaning, and we need to continue to have those people come in here because we're slim as a nonprofit, as a staff, and we can't do it all. And so it takes a village and a community to come in here and help us. So I hope that they see that they were a small part, maybe in the bigger picture, but like a huge part to us.